Welcome back to your English class. Today I'll be teaching you all a new poem, No Men Are Foreign, written by James Kirkup, an English poet, translator and a writer. Basically, in this poem, the poet tells us not to distinguish people on the basis of their appearance, religion, region, etc. He tries to impart this knowledge among us that all human beings on earth are brothers and all are same. So students, this poem talks about the concept of global brotherhood and equality without any place for any kind of prejudices. Now, before I begin explaining the poem for you all, let me read aloud the poem for you. No Men Are Foreign by James Kirkup. Remember, no men are strange, no countries foreign. Beneath all uniforms, a single body breathes. Like ours, the land our brothers walk upon is earth like this, in which we all shall lie. They too, aware of sun and air and water, are fed by peaceful harvest, by war's long winter starved. Their hands are ours, and in their lines we read a labor not different from our own. Remember, they have eyes like ours that wake or sleep, and strength that can be won by love. In every land is common life that all can recognize and understand. Let us remember, whenever we are told to hate our brothers, it's ourselves that we shall dispossess, betray, condemn. Remember, we who take arms against each other, it is the human earth that we defile. Our hells of fire and dust outrage the innocence of air that is everywhere our own. Remember, no men are foreign and no countries strange. So now students, let me begin explaining with first stanza. Remember, no men are strange, no countries foreign. Beneath all uniform, a single body breathes. Well, in these two lines, the poet is trying to let all the readers know that no men are strange and no countries foreign. Well, students, strange means something unusual, and foreign means belonging to a country which is not your own. So, he is telling that no men are strange and no country is foreign. In fact, beneath all uniform, a single body breathes. At times, we people think that people who live in other countries are not like us. Well, this is completely a wrong notion, as they may speak different languages, wear different types of clothes, they may eat different kinds of foods, but at the end of the day, everybody is human. Like ours, the land our brothers walk upon is earth like this, in which we all shall lie. In these two lines, the poet says that all of us walk or live on the same land. In fact, all men belong to the same earth. Land is same everywhere, no matter in which corner of the world it may be in. And sooner or later, one day, we will be a part of it. That means, after death, we all will be buried in it. Well, now moving on to the next stanza, that is the second stanza. They too aware of sun and air and water. The poet says that all people are aware about the sun, the air, and the water. After all, everyone consumes the same air and water like we do. Are fed by peaceful harvest. These lines mean people all around the world are fed by peaceful harvest. That is, everybody grows the same kind of food, crops, and are fed by the same kind of harvest, irrespective of where they live. By wars, long winters starved. Starved means to suffer due to lack of food. Over here in this line, starvation experienced during unproductive and harsh winter describes the condition of want and hunger faced during wartime. So, the poet says that just like us, they are also fed by peaceful harvest, and just like us, they are also starved by the war. When war happens, a lot of destruction takes place and people are starved. Their hands are ours, and in their lines we read, a labor not different from our own. Their hands are ours means that people living in other countries do have hand just like ours, which toil hard to earn a living. So we can say that though they belong to another land, but still they need to work hard and use the power of hand to get things done as we do. In fact, their labor is not different from ours. The poet is trying to make us understand we have to work hard every day to earn our living. Similarly, they will also have to do the same thing. Their day-to-day struggles are not different from ours. Okay, now look at these lines. Remember, they have eyes like ours that wake up or sleep, and strength that can be won by love. So the poet says that they also have the same physical features like eyes that we have. They also wake up and sleep as we do. In fact, their eyes are just like ours, and they can also be won by love. This bond of love unites all persons all over the world. In fact, each one of us understands and recognizes the language of love. By war, we can surely defeat the other person, but yes, we cannot actually win the person's love and respect. In every land is common life that all can recognize and understand. Well, the poet tries to say every people in the world are same and lead a common life. All men are born and brought up in the same way, dealing with the same kind of day-to-day affairs in their life. They are woven together with the bond of love and humanity. As a result, they recognize and understand and relate to each other's life. Let us remember, whenever we are told to hate our brothers, it is ourselves that we dispossess, betray, condemn. Over here, the poet says that we should also remember that whenever someone tells us to hate a person from another country, consider those people as our enemy, then we should not get carried away with their sweet words and think someone to be our enemy. Because if we do so, then we are depriving ourselves or cheating ourselves. Or to be more particular, we are condemning ourselves. The poet says that we should stay away from such negativity. Remember, we who take arms against each other, over here, the poet is trying to say that whenever we pick up weapons against someone and try to kill him, it is the human earth that we defile. It means it is the human beings who make the earth dirty by spreading hatred against each other. Our hells of fire and dust outrage the innocence of air that is everywhere our own. Now, students, hells of fire and dust means our hatred which destroys our innocence. We fill air with dust and dirt. The air is ours and we are not supposed to make it dirty. Remember, no men are foreign and no countries strange. So, in the end, the poet gives this message that those who wage wars and spread hatred deserves to be condemned. We should not hate our fellow human beings. In fact, we should love and respect each other. After all, we all are equal. Okay, now I will be teaching you all about the poetic devices used in this poem, No Men Are Foreign. Well, students, the first poetic device is alliteration. Alliteration is the close repetition of consonant sound at the beginning of successive words. So, in the second line of the first stanza, beneath all uniforms, a single body breathes. In a single body breathes, B sound or B sound is repeated at the beginning of each word. Likewise, look at the fourth line of the poem. Is earth like this in which we all shall lie? In which we all, W sound or W sound is repeated at the beginning of each word. Now, in the second line of the third stanza, or sleep and strength, that can be one. So, in this line, or sleep and strength, S sound is repeated at the beginning of each words. So, all these lines that has been underlined are alliteration. Now, the other poetic device used in this poem is metaphor. Well, students, metaphor is a figure of speech in which a word or phrase is used to describe an object or action through comparison. Now, look at this underlined word. Beneath all uniforms, a single body breathes. Uniform here stands for militaries from different countries in the world. These uniforms might be diverse in color, outline, shape or size, but for sure the person who is wearing them are the same. Well, there is another line underlined. Just have a look. Was long winter starved. Over here, the starvation experienced during cold and severe winter is compared with the hunger experienced during wartime. So, these two sentences or these two lines are metaphor. Well, the other poetic device used in this poem is repetition. A repetition means the poet often repeats single words or phrases, lines at intervals to create a musical effect. In this poem, the word remember is repeated 5 times. First in the first line, that is, remember no men are strange, no countries foreign. The second is repeated in third stanza, that is, remember they have eyes like ours that wake. The third one is in third stanza, first line. Let us remember whenever we are told. And the fourth one is in the third stanza, fourth line. Remember, we who take arms against each other. And the last one, that is the fifth one, is In the fifth stanza, last line, remember, no men are foreign and no countries strange. In fact, this word remember is repeated 5 times to emphasize the message of the poem, that is, the unity of mankind. So I hope this lesson is clear. Stay home, stay safe.